3 starts in the lobby, with one goal. Stop choosing hiding spots that only look smart from my own camera. I am starting bright yellow. If I can hide this color, every darker disguise should feel easier later. I am not the only yellow player here. If a seeker remembers one of us, maybe he remembers the wrong one. The pose menu matters as much as color. One arm sticking out can ruin an otherwise perfect disguise. Today I want to test walls, crowded props, high ground, and at least one stupid idea for science. Last time the safe-looking spots failed fast, so I have one test now. Would I shoot this spot as a seeker? The roll check is coming. I want hider first, because panic is apparently how I learned these maps. Hider, perfect. Now I just need a map with something better than an empty room and a giant target on me. We are in a giant kitchen, which sounds easy until you realize every cabinet is smooth, bright, and completely exposed from across the room. Color first. I am pulling the yellow down until I match the warmer cabinet tones. The closer the color gets, the less my body matters. Now the pose. Standing straight is terrible, crouching is better, and folding sideways makes me look less like a person from far away. Time is moving, so I am committing to the cabinet area. It is not perfect, but at least I can blend with the geometry instead of fighting it. This is the test. Warm color, low pose, and no unnecessary camera movement. If I get found instantly, the kitchen is officially cursed. Subscribe before the seekers spawn. If this kitchen spot survives the first whistle, I will count it as a real upgrade from part 2. Search started. Do not move. Do not panic. And definitely do not remember every terrible spot I chose in the last 2 videos. Forced whistle is the real enemy here. A visual disguise can be perfect, but the sound tells a smart seeker exactly which section to check. Someone is getting close. I am not changing pose now. The worst thing I could do is fix a spot while the person searching is already nearby. Okay, that is too close. If they fire one random shot into this wall, my entire strategy becomes a very short documentary. They noticed something. I can tell by the movement. Please keep walking. Please keep walking. Nope, that turn is absolutely for me. Found. The kitchen spot was decent, but decent is not enough when the room has clean sightlines from every direction. Lesson 1 of Part 3. Matching color is not enough. I need something that also hides the shape, and the next map better give me that. Next round drops me into what looks like a hospital. This is already better. Curtains, carts, beds, doors, and way more visual noise. Those blue privacy screens are interesting. They are tall, wide, and repeated, which means one extra shape might disappear inside the pattern. This color match is much cleaner than the kitchen. The only problem is my round head still looks like somebody glued a toy onto hospital equipment. Pose 2 fixes the head, but exposes the legs. Pose 3 fixes the legs and makes one arm float. This menu enjoys watching me suffer. I am using the curtain edge to cut the body in half visually. If the seeker only sees part of me, the brain has to finish the object for him. One tiny color adjustment, and I am done. I do not want to keep editing until the timer turns a good spot into a panic spot. Second map, second chance. If this one fails too, write in the comments which part is worse. My colors, my poses, or my hiding choices. Seekers are active. I actually trust this spot more, which is dangerous because confidence in MECCHA Chameleon usually lasts 30 seconds. The sightline is shorter here. That helps a lot. A seeker has to enter the room before he can even decide whether I look suspicious. Someone is inside. Do not turn toward me. There are 10 much more interesting objects in this room, and I recommend all of them. That angle is bad. From the side, my body separates from the screen way more than it did from the front. I should have checked this view earlier. They are checking the exact row now. No random shots, no panic shots. Just keep looking like hospital furniture for 5 more seconds. And there it is, found again. The hospital gave me better cover, but the side profile ruined the disguise the moment they got close. 2 losses in a row. I need a map with real clutter, something huge enough that my shape can disappear completely inside the scene. Soccer field. Finally, giant props. Huge balls, cages, cones, walls. This is exactly the kind of clutter I was asking for. I am ignoring the obvious soccer balls first. Every seeker shoots the giant ball, because hiding inside a giant ball is the first idea everyone has. This dark green wall is better. It matches the field colors and sits behind the action instead of becoming the center of attention. Green paint is doing most of the work here. I want my color close to the container, but not so perfect that the lighting makes me look pasted on. Low pose again, but this time the edge hides my legs. That fixes the exact problem that got me caught in the hospital. Front view, good. Side view, still good. From above I look a little suspicious, but most seekers will be running at ground level. This is my best setup so far. The map is loud, the colors are busy, and there are giant soccer balls stealing all the attention. Search started. If I survive longer than the first 2 maps combined, this green box is officially my new best friend. The advantage is visibility. I can watch almost the whole field without moving, which means I know when someone is actually coming toward me. First whistle. Nobody reacted. Either the sound blended into the crowd, or the seekers are busy shooting every soccer ball in existence. Look at that chaos. This is why I chose the boring green wall. Everyone keeps staring at the giant props and the moving players. For once, I am not trying to improve the spot mid-round. Every previous mistake started with the sentence, "Maybe I should move a little." One player is coming closer. Stay flat. The color is right, the edge is right, and now the only thing left to ruin this is me. He passed. That was close enough to count. I think the map clutter is finally doing what I wanted it to do. The soccer ball cage is getting destroyed by shots. Hit the like button if choosing the boring green wall was the right call. We are deep into the timer now. This is already the longest hide of part 3, and I have barely done anything except stay boring. Another whistle. This one is dangerous, because fewer hiders are left, so every sound matters more when the map gets quiet. They are finally checking this side. I knew the spot could not stay invisible forever. Now I need them to waste their shots on the wrong green shape. Do not move. If they miss me once, the brain often decides the whole area is clear. One bad shot can actually save the spot. That seeker is way too close now. I can see the weapon, which is normally the exact distance where my confidence disappears. Found. But that spot lasted much longer, so I am keeping the strategy. Boring color match, plus a giant object stealing attention. I am out as a hider, but the round is not over. Now I get to watch what the surviving players did better than me. And now the game gives me a blaster. Fine. If I cannot hide anymore, I am going to test these hiding theories from the seeker side. First rule as seeker. Shoot the props I almost chose myself. Giant balls, corners, repeated crates. Anything that looked safe when I was hiding. This cage is a nightmare to search because every ball creates another blind spot. If someone is buried in here, I understand the strategy now. There is movement. That is the biggest difference from hiding. As a seeker, one tiny animation instantly looks louder than any color mismatch. I am checking the edges now, because good hiders rarely sit in the middle. They use borders to erase half of their body from view. This round is teaching me more as a seeker than it did as a hider. Every strong spot has one thing in common. The map hides part of the player for them. Less than a minute. I am firing at anything with a suspicious outline now. Accuracy is becoming optional and panic is becoming the strategy. If you were hiding on this map, write in the comments where you would go. The green wall, the ball cage, or somewhere completely different. Round over. I got caught, then spent the rest of the match hunting, and somehow the seeker half gave me the better lesson. Back in the lobby, I am changing the plan. I want a spot where the map covers my body from multiple angles, not just one perfect camera view. The soccer round proved the idea works. My mistake was staying exposed from above, so the next hiding spot needs a roof, pile, or natural cover. I also want another hider round. Becoming a seeker is useful, but I am not ending part 3 without at least one clean survival. If the game gives me seeker now, I will accept it, but if it gives me hider, I am using every dirty trick I just learned. Hider again. Good. This time I am not looking for a pretty spot. I am looking for the ugliest pile on the entire map, Dinosaur map. Rocks, bones, dark roots, random debris. This is exactly the messy environment I wanted after the soccer field. This darker corner is better. The rock blocks one side, the roots break the outline, and the ground already has several gray shapes. Low pose fits here perfectly. For once, my head is not the tallest thing in the hiding spot, which feels like a major achievement. I am matching the dirt and stone instead of one exact prop. A blended average color should survive changing light better than a perfect sample. Wait, this pile is even better. The black nest shape already looks weird, so adding my body might not change the silhouette enough to matter. These gray blocks give me cover from the front and side. This is the multi-angle protection I was missing on soccer field. Tiny adjustment. I want to look like one more broken piece in the pile, not a person trying very hard to become furniture. This is the kind of spot I would hate to search myself. That is usually the best sign I can get before the round starts. Hit the like button if this pile looks better than my kitchen spot. I need proof that my hiding decisions are finally improving. Seekers spawned. I am completely surrounded by ugly geometry, and for the first time that sentence sounds comforting. The view is terrible, but that is fine. A hiding spot that lets me see everything usually lets everyone see me too. First whistle. I cannot even tell where the seekers are from this angle, so now I am trusting the pile more than my own information. No shots yet. The color is doing less work here than the shape, which is exactly what I wanted after getting exposed from the side twice. We are past the early danger zone. Every extra 30 seconds makes me trust this ugly nest a little more. Other hiders are disappearing, which makes every whistle worse. Fewer targets means more attention for whatever is still alive. I am refusing to adjust anything now. If the spot survives this long, changing one pose, because I feel nervous, is just self-sabotage. Someone is close enough that I can finally hear the danger. This is where the multi-angle cover has to prove it was worth all the setup. He is checking the area, but the pile gives him too many separate shapes to read. That confusion is buying me time. Another forced whistle. At this point, the sound is basically an alarm, telling the seeker, yes, somebody annoying is still over here. This is already a strong run. Even if I get found now, the strategy is clearly better than hiding against one clean wall. The danger is the top of the gray blocks. If someone climbs or gets a higher angle, my round head becomes the only smooth shape in the nest. 1 minute and change. I can almost taste a clean survival, which is exactly when this game normally decides to punish optimism. There it is. Someone found the correct section. Do not move. Make them choose between 10 ugly gray shapes and hope they hate counting. That angle is brutal. I can see why the spot looked safe from inside but suspicious from above. Same lesson, different map. And I am out. That was late enough to count as progress, but not late enough to call it a win. Free cam time. I want to see whether the survivors are using better colors or just better geometry than I was. Look at that placement. The survivor is using the environment to remove whole parts of the body, not just repaint them. That is the real trick. Round over. I still do not have the clean survival I wanted, but the hiding spots are getting harder to expose every round. Next map is Sugarland, and this place is basically visual camouflage everywhere. Cookies, chocolate, bright candy, weird shapes, and giant food. The problem is that everything is memorable. Hiding next to the giant candy is like hiding next to a neon sign that says "check here." I want the background color, not the hero prop. Brown, gold, toasted orange, something that repeats across the whole map. This warm brown looks right under the lighting. If I go too dark, I become a shadow. Too bright, and I turn into a glowing marshmallow. I am looking for a surface wide enough to hide the body, because Part 3 has already taught me color without cover is not enough. That huge toasted wafer is ridiculous, which is exactly why it might work. It fills so much of the screen that one extra shape becomes tiny. I can flatten onto the top and let the texture do the rest. From below, the seeker mostly sees food instead of player. Color match is close enough. I am not chasing perfection, because this surface changes brightness depending on the camera angle. Subscribe before the search starts. If this giant snack finally gives me the clean survival I have been chasing, it deserves a trophy. Seekers are out. I am on top of a giant piece of food, which sounds like the worst hiding sentence ever, but the angle is actually strong. High ground gives me a huge view this time, but unlike soccer field, the object itself blocks most of my body from below. First whistle. Nobody is climbing up. The sound can tell them the area, but they still have to understand how to reach this surface. People are moving underneath me and not looking up. That is exactly why vertical hiding works. Players search at their own eye level first. This is already feeling better than Dinosaur. No tight corner. No weird smooth head sticking out of a pile. Just one huge surface. Second whistle. Still nothing. I am starting to think the stupid giant wafer plan might actually be the smartest idea in this whole video. Seekers are clearing the ground level first. That buys me time. But once they run out of normal spots, somebody is going to remember the sky exists. Do not celebrate yet. The dangerous phase is late game, when only a few hiders are left, and every whistle becomes a personal invitation. One is nearby. He is checking the candy around the base, but not the top. Please keep believing giant food is decoration. That whistle was close. I am not touching anything. If the game forces movement, I will move the minimum amount and freeze again, under a minute. This is the clean survival territory I wanted. Now every second feels way longer because I can actually see the finish. No one has climbed up. Write in the comments, would you hide high like this or stay on the ground? Right now, height is winning. 20 seconds. I am not even looking around anymore. Camera movement is the only thing left that can betray a spot this good. 10, 9. I have been waiting 3 parts for a hiding spot that feels this unfair. Please do not discover vertical vision now. Yes, round over and I stayed hidden. The giant wafer actually worked. That is the clean survival I wanted from this part 3 run. Finally a win. And the funny part is that the best hiding place was not the best color match. It was the spot seekers hated reaching. Final map is the giant office, and now I want to combine everything. Repeated objects, blocked angles, boring color, and awkward access. This map has endless furniture, which sounds perfect, but office furniture is also painfully straight. Human curves stand out fast here. The white wall is too clean. I learned that lesson already. If the background has no texture, my outline becomes the texture. Drawers are better because they repeat. I can hide beside one unit and hope the seeker reads the whole row as the same object. I am choosing a dull beige-gray color. Nothing memorable. After Sugarland, I trust boring colors more than perfect bright matches. The low poses fit under desks, but Anti-Berry keeps punishing anything too deep. The game wants me hidden, just not hidden enough. I need a spot that looks natural without clipping into the furniture. If the game keeps forcing me out, the disguise becomes movement. Computer desk is tempting, but there are too many clean open angles. Anyone walking down the aisle gets a full side view for free. That wooden stand is more interesting. It already has branches and weird geometry, so my limbs can disappear inside a shape that is supposed to be messy. Brown color, narrow pose, and I want to line my arms with the existing branches. This is basically camouflage by pretending to be bad furniture. From the front, surprisingly good. From the side, acceptable. From above, still suspicious, but at least the stand has enough chaos to fight back. This is the final hiding test. Subscribe before the seekers spawn, because I want to know if the Sugarland lesson works on a completely different map. Search started. I am officially a wooden office decoration now. Please respect the furniture and do not shoot it. The office is quieter than Sugarland, which is bad. Fewer bright distractions means every unusual shape gets more attention. First whistle. Nobody is in this aisle yet. The sound might pull them closer, but the repeated desks give me several fake targets. Someone is entering the office row. I can see them checking corners instead of spraying random shots, which is exactly the kind of seeker I hate. Stay still. The wooden shape only works while all the pieces line up. One small rotation turns the fake branch back into an arm. That is too close. If they look upward, the head gives me away. If they stay at desk height, the stand still has a chance. We lasted longer than the hospital already. That proves the geometry helps. But I can feel this spot getting more obvious as the room gets emptier. Another whistle. The seeker is now in the correct area, and there are not enough other sounds left to hide mine. He is looking directly at the stand. Do not move. Maybe he thinks this ugly thing is part of the office design. Honestly, I would believe it. Nope, found. The wooden disguise worked for a while, but the late game whistle pulled attention straight into the correct aisle. Fine. Final minute as a seeker. I know exactly what I am checking first. Weird furniture, repeated drawers, and anything hiding behind a clean edge. Now every spot I considered earlier looks suspicious. This game permanently ruins normal furniture once you spend enough time hiding inside it. Why I'm sweeping the desk rows from the side? Because that is how I got exposed in the hospital. Side angles are the fastest way to break a fake object. Monitors, cabinets, chairs, everything is a suspect now. The funniest part is that the best hider might be standing in the most boring place possible. Last seconds. I am taking random shots now, because careful detective work has officially been replaced by desperate office vandalism. Part 3 gave me 2 early failures, 1 strong soccer run, a late dinosaur catch, and finally a clean Sugarland survival. Subscribe if you want more Mecha Chameleon.